day, my name is Dela, but I'm your expert doctor. Today, we'll be discussing coconut, and I will try to treat all the coconut together. So we'll look at coconut today, and then another video, maybe the next video will be posted will be coconut flour, and then we'll look at the coconut water. Coconut, a very, very important item of export. Coconut grow on tall palm tree, of course. Is it actually a nut? It's a drupe, as the botanist will call it. A fruit with a hard inner shell and a fleshy exterior with a giant peach. Crack open the tough outer husk, the hairy brown layer, and you will find the familiar hard brown shell. Inside this shell lies the treasure, the white edible coconut meat. Young coconut boasts more of clear, refreshing coconut water, while mature coconut have a thicker flesh, ideal for drying and processing. So coconut has three main parts. It has a husk, that's the hair in the outer layer. It's called curl, and a natural fiber used in rope and even in mat. It has a shell, a hard brown inner shell that protects the seed inside. Then it has the meat, the white edible flesh lining the inside of the shell. This is what we typically think of when we think of coconut, the white inner shell. That's actually what comes to mind. But don't forget, it also has water right inside, particularly for the young coconut. In Nigeria, for example, the leading producer of coconut, with 70% of coconut produced in the state, is Lagos. 70% of national coconut output are in Lagos, Badagry, in Ojo, in Etiosa local government, in Ibejuleki, in Ekpe, in Ikorodu. You have huge coconut plantation. Then you have other states in Nigeria like Ondo State, the part of Ondo that is very close to Lagos, Delta State. Then you have the Cross River State. Then you have Akwa Ibom State, and of course, Bayelsa State. These are different states in Nigeria with coconut. Navigating the coconut export market means ensuring your product meets the precise quality specification. For example, some people want a fresh coconut, and what is important for them is the maturity. Ideally, mature coconut have a hard husk and brown eye, typical optimal water content and flesh development. So you see that black eye when you remove the husk. No crack, shell integrity is important, no puncture or instead damage on the shell. Clear water and odorless, clear and sweet and odorless water, that's water quality. Clear, sweet and odorless water signify freshness and suitability for consumption. Sometimes some buyers also are interested in the weight of the coconut. Factor all this into consideration when you want to export. Some people want the dry kernel. That's when you remove the shell, the kernel inside, dry. That's the meat inside. It's called the copra. About 5 to 7% moisture content is good to prevent mold growth. People are buying it because of the oil content. So they want a high oil content. And of course, it's expected that the kernel is light brown without discoloration. Minimal presence of the husk or shell fragment. Remember, you are removing the shell and the husk already, so you don't want to see that when you are selling the copra, the meat inside. Desiccated coconut. Now, in this case, you have now removed the shell. The meat inside, you have now shredded it into smaller units, some into almost powder unit. And the moisture should be about 2 to 4%. The particle size should be consistent, depending on what the buyer is asking you for. The color should be white without browning or discoloration. Specific fat requirement, oil content, depending on what the buyer wants, if it's used for baking or confectionaries. Now, coconut is used, number one, in food and beverages. It can also be used in beyond the kitchen, crafty application. The shell get a second life as a polished bowl, cup, and utensils. In some regions, coconut wood is used. It's even used in building materials. Fibrous one that those hairy fiber from the outer husk called curl are in trash they can be transformed and used like mat, rope, brushes. Coconut oil is extracted from dry fresh coconut and is high in lauric acid, a medium chain fatty acid that can offer some health benefit like boosting immunity, promoting heart health, and with a number of other pharmaceutical uses. Now, what is the demand for coconut, fresh or dry? Demand for coconut is about $1.92 billion. $1.92 billion. But the demand for South America is $37 million. Oceania is $39 million. Africa is $68 million. North America is $278 million. European is $515 million. The largest demand of about $1 billion is in Asia. Who is the largest buyer of coconut? China, 22%. Followed by the US, 10%. Followed by Netherlands, 5% of the almost $2 billion. Followed by Germany, 4%. Followed by Malaysia, 4.1%. Germany, 4.8%. So if you are trying to export coconut, China, United States, Germany, Netherlands, Malaysia, Vietnam, Russia are your main market, including Canada, are your major market worthy of consideration. Worthy of consideration. How do you pack it? Number one, select a mature coconut. Very important. Clean very well, sanitize it. Remove the husk. Sort for quality. Remember, through the eye, you can see mature nut. Sort for quality. Ensure you choose the mature nut with a regular shape and size. Package them in uniform lots to create visually appealing and marketable packages. Provide cushion to protect coconut from damaging and hitting against each other in transit using foam and straw when you're packing them. Allow for air circulation to prevent heat buildup to maintain freshness. So include ventilation holes. Use packaging materials that protect from external factors. Sturdy and breathable materials. Attach label, of course, and palletize for easy carriage. It's important you provide phytosanitary certificate just to be sure this product is of the right quality. So people use mesh bag to carry it. They use carton. They even use wooden crates. So there are different options available in carrying coconut. Now, in terms of documentation, export declaration as usual, certificate of origin, if anyone in the country wants it. Phytosanitary certificate is important because it's an agri product in the raw state. Of course, buyer will need a bill of lading, evidence of shipment, invoice, and packing list. Some countries require health certificate. Some require certificate of analysis, and some certificate of compliance if you are looking at organic certification. Now, remember, you need phytosanitary certificate because it's an agricultural commodity. Then, what are the likely issues, pitfalls to avoid when you're exporting this product? Number one, mold and spoilage. Coconut are susceptible to mold and spoilage, especially during external transit. Ensure proper cleaning and sanitation. Physical damage. Coconut can suffer physical damage. Implement careful handling procedure. Contamination, external dirt and debris. Ensure thorough cleaning. Inconsistency in size. Implement sorting to ensure uniform size. If you want to get more information about coconut, it's a 1-hour session talking about coconut alone. Please get the export hack for coconut. My name is Dela Yemibo, and I'm your export doctor, and I'm signing out.